Good morning. I'm deeply disturbed by this first story. This is about Hollywood. 4 Hollywood production companies announced they will boycott the state of Georgia, preventing projects from being filmed in Georgia. So why is this? Georgia, you must have done something very bad. Alright, Georgia signed a bill to ban abortions once a baby's heartbeat is detected. They can't have this in Hollywood, can they? Heartbeats saving children. So, here's a list of some of these production companies, so that we can decide not to watch the movies. Unless we really want to, I don't know. The first production company is Killer Films. That's the actual name. What an appropriate name. Killer Films. They made Vox Lux and First Reformed. I don't think they are any good, these movies. Then it's Blown Deadline Productions. They made The Wire. What I heard is that this is an awful movie. Counter Narrative Films. They made Triple Frontier. Yeah, terrible movie, I'm sure. And then it's Duplass Brothers Productions. Duplass. Yeah. Hollywood Writers Guild. They also threatened to boycott Georgia. Yeah, they don't want to save children, do they? No, this is very bad, according to these guys. Okay, Sweden. Public service radio is right now talking on. They are going on and on about how much money Sweden is getting from the EU. Yeah, and I think they want to make sure that the Swedes are very positive to the EU. And people should remember this, people everywhere inside the EU, that the EU is not making anything. They are just collecting, they are taking your money. And then some bureaucrats in Brussels decide what to do with them. That's how it works. It's a parasite organization. We have to know this. We have to understand and remember it. We don't decide where this money is going. We have no saying in this whatsoever. And the money that they are getting in Brussels, this money could be used for something else. That some Swedish politicians could decide. That would be an idea, wouldn't it? Yeah. And while they are doing this, while the EU is doing this, collecting the money, distributing parts of it, they are taking away nations' independence. Wow. All right. Finally, I want to talk about Emmanuel Macron. He's probably at the top of the list of guys that I don't like. He doesn't give a fuck about the French. He's doing something else. And I'm very happy to know that he's not very popular these days. But this is about a meeting, a real globalist meeting. Emmanuel Macron meets Zuckerberg in Paris. And I don't like Zuckerberg either. So they met in Paris, and this is a post from Zuckerberg where he talks about this meeting. So I just want to read this to you. It's very important that we know what they are up to. So, here we go. I just met with President Emmanuel Macron in Paris to discuss new rules and regulations for the internet. We both believe governments should take a more active role around important issues like balancing expression. What's this? Balancing expression and safety, privacy and data portability, and preventing election interference, reflecting their own traditions of free speech. Yeah, they actually use this word, free speech. They are free to use them, of course, but coming from these guys, Zuckerberg especially, also Macron, free speech, what does it mean to these guys, really? Alright, so last year, this is what he says, last year we invited French government officials to look at how we manage harmful content on our platforms. Our systems now proactively identify 65% of the hate speech we take down before it's even reported. It's up from 24% a year ago. So he's bragging about this. He's very good with free speech, this guy Zuckerberg, isn't he? And then he says, but there are nuanced decisions to make here. And listen to this guy. There are nuanced decisions to make here, such as how we should handle content that isn't illegal, but might cause harm. Yeah. Scary stuff, isn't it? Dark, very dark. This is an area where I believe companies should not take these decisions by themselves. And there should be a public process with democratically elected governments. Yeah, he's using the word democratically. Democracy and free speech. Makes you want to puke, doesn't it? Alright, he continues. Today, the French government shared their recommendations for a new model that sets guidelines around what's considered harmful. This would create a more consistent approach across the industry and ensure companies are held accountable for enforcing our standards against this content. While I'm sure we won't agree on everything, it's important to get this right. People use lots of different online services, and the internet should be one platform that everyone can access on the same terms. This is our first official collaboration on regulation with the government. So, see, Macron is showing some initiative here. He's the first one to talk to Facebook about this. Yeah. This is our first official collaboration on regulation with the government, and we are hopeful this process could work for other countries. Okay, so we know what they are doing. Yeah. They try to make it sound so nice, doesn't it? Don't they? So what do we do about this? That's the question. Well, we have to find alternatives. Yeah, we are finding alternatives, but we need to promote them. We need to use them, the alternatives. And of course, we need the French to get rid of Macron. Yeah, please do, French citizens. All right, that's all. Bye.